Their eye contact? Sustained eye contact? When he asked if I was coming to the Heart's holiday party, did that imply he hoped I was coming, or was he just being polite? I tortured myself, as well as my best friend Katie, with the possibilities. Ryan was everything I thought I was supposed to be. Confident, popular, easy, at ease. Where I strained, he glided. Where my small clique of best friends was hard-won, popularity seemed to come to him instantly. Our social circles overlapped in a thin, almond-shaped sliver. But Ryan Hart was nice to me. And sometimes I suspected, hoped, he even sought me out. The truth is, I do not ski. In fact, I hate the cold. Mummifying yourself in 6 layers of clothes in order to careen down the side of a mountain while someone screams at you about pizza slices and French fries is something I will never understand. Yet in that moment, when Ryan asked me on the picnic table in his parents' backyard if I liked to ski, it was so easy to say, yeah, sure. 2 little words. But words have weight. The next fall, Ryan would go to Mountain Vale Academy, a special boarding school in Maine for elite winter athletes. They had a really good ski racing team, and turns out, Ryan was a really good skier. I never told him that, actually, I hate skiing. Even when our families went to Sugarloaf the following Christmas, and I faked a stomachache so I wouldn't have to show him how bad I actually was at the thing he loved most in life. I'd rather Ryan Hart believe I had explosive diarrhea than know I don't like skiing. That's how devoted I was to my story. Even when we started dating later that winter, I didn't fess up. It was too late by then anyway, once I'd been kissed outside the arcade room in the basement of the ski lodge. My first kiss. The one I'm told I'll always remember, and I will. My heart exploding into a million tiny sucker-red pieces. The following week, he called from the shared phone on his dormitory hall because he didn't have cell reception at school. We talked about everything and nothing. Scary movies and funny videos, the virtues of fast food, our siblings' exceptional ability to annoy the crap out of us, and his coach, who'd once trained the Olympic team. Something I said made him laugh. We talked for an hour, through 3 different dorm mates pestering him to give up the phone. Our first date was to Athens Pizza, home of the famous heart-shaped pizza. Mrs. Hart dropped us off, grinning from ear to ear. "You know she's calling your mom right now," he said, clearly embarrassed as we watched the Volvo pull away. He held the door for me and paid for my pizza. It felt so adult, so much like wooing. 2 months later, nonchalantly, in the middle of a conversation about our favorite breakfast cereals, Ryan Hart called me his girlfriend. And that's what I happily became. I never told him that, actually, I hate mushrooms on my pizza, or that concerts freak me out because I dislike big crowds, sometimes small ones, too. I did not share that I found the video games we played in his basement too loud and too violent, that they made me feel anxious, but that I feel that way 99% of the time anyway. That I sometimes cry in the shower, or that, although I like being alone, I fear being lonely. Ryan did not know that I filled thick notebooks with the stories I imagined, and that, while I was too embarrassed to say it out loud, I wanted to be a writer when I grew up. My boyfriend knew a different Jess, a laid-back, outgoing, adventurous Jess, ready for anything, whether that meant breaking into a neighbor's pool or nursing a skunky beer while watching 3 Fast and Furious movies in a row. This Jess was cool. She was girlfriend material. The Jess who lost sleep over grades, who often preferred books to people, whose body physically hurt when she was forced to try something new. Ryan didn't know that Jess. I made sure he never did. It wasn't just with him, of course. I pretended, in ways.